Welcome back to the channel. Today is a completely different style of upload to what we normally do on this channel. Where do we start? I honestly think this week has been by far the worst league or rotations we have ever had in Go Battle League. This little cup that I'm personally playing today is an absolute joke. Of course, we're all aware of PV Poke. PV Poke has rankings to this cup, and never, ever, all the way since pre-season have we ever had a meta so dominated by two Pokemon. Shuckle and Marill are so dominant there's like a 13-point gap to the third ranked Pokemon, which is ridiculous. It could be very easy to fix that, couldn't it, Niantic? How about we ban these Pokemon? Let's take a little brief look back at last week's Sunshine Cup. We banned Charizard. Was that necessary? Probably not, because Charizard got a huge nerf due to the fact the wing attack nerf took place. Would have it been a dominant Pokemon? Probably not. You allowed Talonflame. Ironically, that was pretty dominant. That was fine. We're going to get into that later. We're just going to keep on track, or at least try to, of why this little cup's a joke. If you want to win, you have to max out a Shuckle and you have to excel a Marill. Do we all want to do that for 1 week? Not really. Even if you've got them Pokemon, let's be honest, are you having fun? Playing repetitive mirror matches over and over? Probably not. Just for the sake of having some background battles, I tried to put together probably the best team you can run without Shuckle or Marill. However, is this team that accessible? Not particularly either. Pawnyard is a very good anti-meta pick. However, how do you get Pawnyard? Well, you need to trade it from a low-level account. I'm quite fortunate that my girlfriend recently started playing. Well, I say recently, she's been playing like a year or something, due to the fact I probably spend far too much time playing. So firstly, shout out to her. She hatched a Pawnyard when she was a low level, and she very kindly traded it to me, being under level 20 and fitting in this format. Not everyone has that luxury. Pawnyard is one of the very few Pokemon with the ability to beat Shuckle. Well, at least on paper. Let's just take a look at the difference in stat product. You can see that Shuckle's stat product is well over double that of Pawnyard. So to put that into perspective, it's like having a maxed out level 50 Drapion into Giratina in the Master League. On paper, a very dominant matchup. Giratina running its standard moveset of Shadow Claw, Ominous Wind and Shadow Ball, in theory is completely walled. However, the fact that Giratina is around 8,500 stat product and Drapion is sub 5,000, Giratina can go straight Shadow Ball in that matchup and win due to the difference in stat product. If we take a look at the rest of my team, is it accessible? Inkay, of course, has been spawning in recent events. I think it's pretty good. If you want to play this cup, give it a try. However, Scroopy hasn't been in grunts for a while now. And even if you've got one, who wants to spend 90,000 Stardust? It pained me to do that. But someone's got to do it right. So if you appreciate me spending like 250 to 300,000 Stardust just for the sake of me moaning at Niantic, drop this video a like. Of course, it'd be great if some of the bigger content creators were voicing their opinion at Niantic. However, they do have their hands tied. If you work for Play Pokemon, you are essentially very censored in what you can and can't say. A prime example of that is calling that red bug steel Pokemon Sizor. Who the hell calls it Sizor? Again, let's think of another reference. We all know that moves, when two trainers throw at the same time, have always been known as CMP ties. Apparently now, we're calling it cap ties. Yeah. Was that a necessary change? Not particularly. But we're getting distracted, so returning to this week. There are so many players that cannot play. Who wants to play Marill Shuckle Cup? Yeah, nobody. Outside of that, we've got Master League. Master League, essentially, you need to be a whale. You need Pokemon maxed out all the way at level 50. And the best Pokemon are, of course, mythical or legendaries. There are a few non-mythical, non-legendary teams that I will be showcasing later in the week, but even then, they are a grind. Maxing out Pokemon all the way to level 50 isn't particularly accessible. If you're a newer player, you're very unlikely to be able to gain access to them. Let's use my girlfriend for reference. She plays like GBL, I don't know, a few times a week, pretty casually. She definitely does not have level 50 Pokemon. That's mythical, legendary, or even non-mythicals, because it is a pretty absurd task. So Niantic, the first thing you need to do is always have a 1500 format alongside Master League. Next week, we've got Halloween Cup Great League Edition with Open Great League. That is ridiculous. Both them cups are pretty fun. Halloween Cup's actually personally my favourite. Why have we not got the Great League Halloween Cup alongside the Master League? You could have moved this bullshit, nonsense Halloween Little Cup alongside Open Great League. So So then all the people that have Maril and Shuckle can enjoy their mirror matches in peace, waste each other's time and play that format while the rest of us are playing Great League. The second thing you need to do, Niantic, is employ someone to have a look at these cups. I think they are so lazy. Sylph always produced fantastic metas. Battle Frontier, Gym Breakers and Devon Cup are also doing the same today. They have teams of people that come up with these cups. Of course, they are going to be type restrictive cups, much like GBL. However, what they do is they have a look at the simulations and any Pokemon that has a ridiculous battle rating gets banned. So this cup would be quite simple. Ban Shuckle and Maril. You've done that before with banning Bronzor in cups, which you recently brought back. Why, I don't know. But of course, you could just employ a small panel of teams. I'm actually going to stick a limb out here and say I'd do it for free alongside other trainers that have decent knowledge. I, of course, am by no means saying I'm the best battler in the world. However, my claim to fame in this game is being the first documented trainer in the world to hit Legend only using Shadow Pokemon, which I then done 6 times repetitively. So Niantic, I think I've got some knowledge I could help out with. I've even got some experience in Show 6 as well. I play for Island and Gym Breakers. I play for the Home Slice Homies faction. They of course competed in Sylph and still compete in Battle Frontier, and I've also attended a Play Pokemon event. So I'm offering my services completely for free. Feel free to reach out. I know Niantic do know of me because Niantic support actually stopped following me on Twitter because I kept spamming them with issues in the game, which we will address later. I used my reach recently to ask people what they thought of Season 20, or the game in general. I don't have the biggest reach, but it's pretty alright if I do say so myself. Fight Club is at 23.5 thousand members. This YouTube, of course, has a decent audience. We've got like 9k. So I asked people what they thought. And I'm going to give some credit where credit's due, Niantic. People said the move update was fantastic. The last few seasons have been super lazy. So what you need to keep doing that you did well this season is keep producing these real big meta shake-ups. We highly appreciate it. So thank you for that. However, the move rebalance is far from perfect. When Niantic nerf moves, there's specific Pokemon in mind. Let's take a look at Break-In Swipe. There's one Pokemon that is held responsible for that, and that would be Steelix. You gave Steelix Break-In Swipe, and it was ridiculous, much like Shuckle in this cart. Nerfing Break-In Swipe made Steelix very, very balanced in my opinion. I never actually used Steelix when I had a 100% chance to debuff people with Break-In Swipe. I have since built one for Ultra League, and I think it's in a pretty good place. However, one like Rayquaza and Haxorus have been absolutely shot to bits. They really needed that 100% chance to have any play. Since Break-In Swipe's been nerfed, they essentially now are never seen. So the next thing you need to do, Niantic, is when you're nerfing these moves with a specific Pokemon in mind, you need to have a look at the collateral damage. This can quite easily be rectified by giving one like Haxorus and Rayquaza a move to compensate for the one that you've nerfed. Why is it important, Niantic, that we always have a 1500 CP cup available? Well, after reaching out to my audience, I saw so many people saying I'm just going to have a week off. That can be quite problematic because, like, GBL, of course, is designed to be something we all play every day. After taking a week off, do you know what? People might think, I actually don't miss battling and perhaps I won't come back to it. So you're just losing that player base. I'm going to keep harping on about it as well. It's an accessibility thing. Those of us that PvP or know, we're not a particularly liked bunch of the community, as a lot of people think we're elitist. But look at these cups you've give us. You literally need to be a whale to be able to play. So this week, if anyone did recently pick up the game and attempt to enter GBL, they're just going to get clapped. We should always have an accessible cup on. Shout out King GBL. He's recently doing a challenge with a brand new account trying to hit Legend. Of course, when Open Great League or even last week's Sunshine Cup was available, he was able to catch some Pokemon around the CP and be competitive. We really need to have that aspect available at all times. People should be able to pick the game up, not have to grind particularly hard, and come up with a team that can at least compete against the generic meta. The next thing we need to address is the game state. One turn bringing, lag, what else we got going on? Oh, that Incinerate glitch. I could probably list things all day if you gave me the opportunity to. Those of you that have been playing a long time will know around season 9 or 10 we had an interlude season where Niantic were like, do you know what? Our game isn't working as intended. We're going to have a non-ranked season. So essentially, rank was not a thing, Legend was free. But the main point of it was where Niantic were going to take the emphasis of people trying to grind Elo and take a long hard look at the game and try and rectify things. This game is now at that point again, Niantic. Next season needs to be an interlude season, or at least you need to reach out to us and tell us you're aware of these issues and you're trying to fix them. Because the whole Heroes Niantic thing started because we are spamming you with issues and you're just ignoring them. Of course, I'm suggesting an interlude season. I'm well aware that it's not as straightforward. Someone's going to click, oh, that's how you fix lag, and magically within 30 seconds it's going to be fixed. I'm aware it's going to be time consuming. However, just to make us feel better, you could actually say, do you know what, we're aware of these issues and we're working to fix them. But you don't do that. You say nothing and we all get super frustrated. Game state issues don't just affect GBL as well. I'll say very loosely, this is supposed to be a competitive game. Of course, Sylph, Battle Frontier, etc. is all ranked where you play against someone in a supposedly competitive environment. I've had matches sometimes where we've replayed a battle like 3 or 4 times due to these issues, which is ridiculous. I'll be honest. You can shout out to my faction. I literally try and be benched every week because while the game's like this, I just don't want to play it. Believe it or not, I'm quite a busy guy. I don't do this as a full-time job. This is literally just a hobby. I work full-time as a security manager, for those of you wondering. So I do a minimum of 42 hours a week, often more, as it doesn't pay the best and I need to do overtime. I've also got a family. I've got 3 kids. It's actually my youngest 5th birthday today, so shout out to him. So game state issues are massively affecting us. One of the main reasons I don't want to play Battle Frontier or Gym Breakers is the fact that I have to do a replay. Of course, we normally play best of 3. That should take me like 15 minutes. When we start disputing and having rematches, that 15 minutes of my day that I should have took out just to have some fun and play a competitive best of 3 against someone can take like 45 minutes with all the back and forth of whether it should be replayed or not is not something that I have time for or want to sit through. And I'm sure a lot of you are the same. Of course, as a content creator, I have more incentive than most of you to play. This channel is monetized and I do make a small amount of money from it. Well, that's dependent on me not swearing, as I get quite a lot of videos demonetized, but you kind of get the point. So despite the game being bad, I have an incentive to play because I can make some financial gain from it. However, the generic player does not have that Niantic. So the majority of players, when the game's crap, just aren't going to play it. I've played this game all the way since pre-season, and I'm so sad to see a lot of the OGs just do not play anymore. Every season, we get a few more fallen soldiers, which is heartbreaking. I think if the game continues in this way, we're literally going to have no one left. PvP is essentially the only reason I still play the game. I love PvP when it works correctly, so can we please at least address some of these issues? Some of the other things I'd like to see is more variety in cups. Little Cup and Great League seem to be the only ones that ever get anything that's not the open format. We did have Ultra League Fantasy Cup that was massively popular. Why can we not have more Ultra League Cups? Why not even a Master League Cup? The only Master League Cup we've ever had is Master League Premier Classic, that essentially just removes the mythical or legendaries. We could even look to make a 3000 CP format. There's so many things you could do with this game. Of course, at first we only had the 1500 Great League, 2500 Ultra League, and then the maxed out Master League. You introduce Little Cup, there's definitely a gap in the market, in my humble opinion, for a 3000 CP format cup. Despite move updates every season, I do think these metas get quite repetitive and quite stale. I think so many of us would be buzzing if we had a new CP. 3000, 3500, 2000, 1000, something for us to be fresh, new. We'd all be excited and we'd all be looking to improve our skills in a different format. We also need to take a look at some rewards for PvP. How do we get more people interested in PvP? Of course, as I've said numerous times over and over again, accessibility. We also need more challenges to encourage people to battle. One of the aspects of the game that I've really liked, well, I don't really like personally, but I mean my girlfriend does, so people like, I should specify. When you've got an event on, you've got like an event research that's completely free. Why can't we have more of these for Go Battle League? Like a challenge every week, you know, win 3 battles with a water type, win 3 battles with a grass type, just something to get the casual player interested in the game. The thing is, everyone starts out casual, I'll be honest. My first few seasons, I just messed around running whatever I want, but eventually the more you play, the more understanding of this game you get. The reward for these challenges could be like a mythical or a rare Pokemon, something that people would definitely want to get their hands on. Speaking of which, the rewards for PvP need to be addressed. Pikachu Libre at Legend has been around forever. I know a lot of people want to get the shiny, but come on, give us something new. That would also encourage more people to get better at the game. I think we're in like week 5 of the season now as well. And a lot of people, I say a lot, there are players that have hit legend. I'm not going to say a lot because I think that's quite a broad thing. But I mean, a lot of us that play competitively are able to hit legend well within half a season. We need something past legend as well to encourage us to rank up. So you can keep Pikachu Libre at legend rank. Then you can have a different award at 3,250 and another award at 3,500 elo. I often get asked, why don't I push leaderboards? Well, I make content and I have no intention of sitting in queue time. And what is the incentive to get onto the leaderboard? Absolutely nothing. I think at least weekly Niantic could reward people with charge TMs, I don't know, rare candy, Stardust, something for being placed in like the top 8. How I play the game, I'll be brutally honest. I hit legend pretty much every season and then I play nonsense to get out of queue times. However, if there was an incentive, like even a new rank, I'll be honest, I am definitely going to look to be the first trainer in the world to hit that new rank only using Shadow Pokemon. It's just some incentive to even keep some of the hardcore players more motivated. Some other fun challenge ideas to get the more generic community playing could be weekly challenges. Of course, we've got the like season league Go Battle Pass. 500 wins gives you a free Elite TM. I'm not saying Elite TM, but you could have land 15 super effective charge attacks just to get a charge TM. Or even just a Pokemon. We just need something to try and encourage more people to attempt to play PvP. Of course, ideally when the game's fixed. I doubt anyone is still watching this video at this point. We're getting towards the end of the video. I did 3 sets after spending 300,000 Stardust to do this team. I think all battles -2 are included. The only reason 2 aren't included is because I forgot to record them because sometimes I'm a potato, as you regular viewers well know. So I'm now going to summarise my thoughts on where Go Battle League and battling is in general. This week Niantic is a joke. Always you need a 1500 CP format that is accessible. Cups need more thought putting into them. Much like Sylph, Gym Breakers, Battle Frontier, etc. do. You need to look at these formats. You can't just be like, oh, Fire, Water, Grass. That's going to be the meta because you're always going to have 1 or 2 Pokemon that are heavily dominated. These Pokemon need to be banned. I do like the weekly rotations because it keeps the stuff fresh. It's not great for content. However, it is refreshing that every week we're going to have a different meta we can try our hand at. You could even look to do, for the latter half of the week, just ban the usage of the top 10 Pokemon. That would also give us something fresh to play on a more daily basis. The game state definitely needs addressing. These frame drops that if you've been watching the background, you'll see I've experienced numerous times today. One turn bring in, stutter lag, etc. also needs to be addressed. We can't call this a competitive game if it doesn't work as intended. We need better communication as well, Niantic. When people are reaching out, like Ixaxon put a video together. He is your reigning, well actually former reigning champion, is now your Kaiser champion. Shout out your Kai, former world champion, put a video out addressing this and you didn't even respond to him. How can you have a world championship? The world champion tells you what's up with the game and you ignore him. I'm speechless at that, to be honest. We need more thought with move rebalances as well. You can't just nerf a move. For example, Steelix that I used earlier. You nerf Breaking Swipe because the collateral damage affects so many other Pokemon. You need to put more thought into what you're doing with these move rebalances. You need to continue to shake the meta up as well. I think season 20, everyone was hyped because it was the biggest move rebalance we've ever seen. We need that every single season. A 3-month season is a long time. Seeing the same Pokemon over and over again this season was so refreshing. We need to continue that, Niantic. Keep up the good work on that front. You also need to get the opinion of people that actually PvP on a regular basis, like some of these cups, for example. We could help you ban a certain Pokemon or even come up with fun ideas for cups that would be more open, more refreshing than the current very lazy cups that you guys seem to put together. I also think it's time to introduce more rewards. You can have a weekly reward, rewarding them charge TMs, because us that PvP are always broke on TMs. As I said previously, stuff like land 15 super effective charge attacks, rewards like free charge TMs or something. Give us some incentive to play on a weekly or daily basis. It's time to address that ranking system as well. When we first started out, rank 1 to 10 was the reward, so Legend effectively is rank 10. You then shook up to give a rank 24. Rank 24 is now very easily attainable for a lot of decent battlers. We need something past that. That also needs to introduce a new reward to incentivize people to continue to push on. Like I also said, there needs to be some reward for hitting leaderboards. Currently, the only reward for it is flexing it on Twitter, or what's it called now, X or something. I don't think it's too much to ask that you should reward the top 8 weekly. I also think it's time to introduce some new formats, like introduce Little Cup, perhaps 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 3,500, just something new and refreshing for us all to try our hand at. For those of you wondering, I spent 300,000 Stardust on today's team, and I went 6 wins, 9 losses. I'll be honest, I'm actually quite surprised I got 6 wins. But I'm going to ask you all to post your comments down below. On the off chance someone from Niantic sees this, I'm sure they're going to read the comment section and think of what you all like to do. If you are enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. And as always, I'm going to say a huge thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.